It is the morning after the night that was. Newcastle, Manchester United. Newcastle beat United 4-1. Now, let's unpack. Let's get into it because I see a lot of people upset. I see that a lot of people are throwing tantrums. People are throwing the toys out of the pram. And I'm just asking myself, is it necessary? We are about to embark on one of our biggest weeks ever in our pursuit to get some sort of silverware here at Manchester United. Yes, we got beaten by Newcastle 4-1. Was it embarrassing? Yes. Could we have done better? Yes. Were there a lot of mistakes made by players? Yes. But does that need all the negativity that is surrounding the club at the moment? No. I'm looking at all the ex-players. I'm looking at everybody's just pissed off. And I'm like, what are you guys on about? What are you guys on about? You guys are trying to be... I'm looking at the comments and I'm looking at how everybody... I understand your frustration, but then why are people forgetting where this club is coming from? Why is everybody forgetting about the journey that we have been going through? It is very easy and very simple for people to point fingers. It's very easy. But then when you dissect the whole thing, there is a much bigger problem. Now, yes, I understand it was humiliating yesterday. And you could easily say that some of the players yesterday didn't help themselves. But then is that really the issue that we are looking at here? Number one, the gaffer changed the goalkeeper. He changed Onana. What is Onana prone to? Onana is prone to mistakes. When we're talking about mistakes, we're talking about the littlest of mistakes. A cross is coming in, he does not contest. A box, the ball comes in the air, he doesn't contest. All these little simple balls that you expect your goalkeeper to eat up all day, every day. For some reason, Onana is always in this negotiation. It almost looks like he's in this negotiation situation with his defenders and the ball. Like, do I go for you? Is it time for me to attack you? When I watch Onana for Manchester United, I've never seen a goalkeeper who doesn't know his place. The 18 box, the 12 box, that penalty area, that area where players, if they are tripped or if there's a handball within there, you get a penalty. That area belongs to the goalkeeper. Since I was a kid, listening to my coaches and the coaches coach goalkeepers, they've always said that that is their box. That is their area. They are the commander-in-chief in that box. So you look at Onana, who was supposed to be one of the best shot stoppers, who he is, by the way. He just has mistakes in him. Onana is a very good, he's a great shot stopper. I'm not going to deny him that. I'm not going to sit here and say that, oh, Onana is the worst goalkeeper that has ever graced football. That is a lie. He just has mistakes in him. It's like Ramsdale. It's like Jordan Pickford. Jordan Pickford, for me, I always feel like he has a mistake in him. You understand? So there are certain players, and Onana is. And when Erik ten Hag brought him in, we knew that this was, in fact, not when Erik ten Hag brought him in, when he became our goalkeeper and we knew moving forward. Because you don't spend that kind of money on a goalkeeper like that to make him sit and rot on the bench. You do not do that. So number one, that change was inevitable. That change was endorsed by all the fans. We supported that decision to drop Onana because we couldn't take it. We couldn't take these little things that he does. And then you look at Altay Biende, and I swear to you, I'm watching that game, that first half, I'm sure you guys had the same feeling that I had. You guys were comfortable. You guys were like validation. You were like, whoo, what a breath of fresh air. You look at Altay going for the balls that Onana never used to do. Like, when you see him do things that Onana didn't do, you start getting this confidence. You start getting this calm in your belly. You'll be like, okay. So this is vindication. Like, we knew exactly what we were talking about. And at the same time, you get the feeling that Hey, Altai, man, you got the memo, bro. You really got the memo on this one. Second half, everything capitulates. I understand. Individual mistakes. Even the goalkeeper himself, Altai, made mistakes. But then now, are we going to go in on Altai because of the mistakes that he made yesterday? After he made his debut, like his first Premier League game since arriving at Manchester United. How wild is that? And this goalkeeper arrived a season ago. This goalkeeper has been there since the beginning of time. I'm joking, but you understand what I'm saying? So for him to get his first Premier League start, play the way he played in the first half and everything, and then only up by the time when we got to when he started making the mistakes. But then I am not mad. And I don't understand why everybody else is mad. This is the same goalkeeper that we need him to help us in the Europa. We have a big week ahead of us because Amorim now has got decisions to make. Is he going to start with Onana? Is he going to Altai Bende? Which player is going to start? Because the players are fit. Which now leads me into the second part of this conversation. People are like, nah, Bruno should have benched. This guy should have benched. This guy should have benched. This guy should have benched. Okay, I understand that. And I'm not even going to take that away from you, right? But you need to understand one thing about Manchester United and about football in general. If you have that one player that is firing on all cylinders and doesn't seem like anything is slowing down, I understand that you need to rest him. But then now, I think the issue that we are facing right now, or the issue that people are sort of debating is, why didn't Ruben just bench all this, like all the big guys, and then just put in the players and then just see? You can't do that. Yes, we are unbeaten in Europa, but in the Premier League, we need to maintain whatever dignity that we have left. People are looking at that Premier League game and like, nah, it doesn't matter what team that he would have put in, we were still gonna get smashed. So you put in the weakest team in there, right? And then we get absolutely smashed, and then like maybe risk getting a serious goal difference reduction. And I'm not saying that we didn't get that because we got beaten 4. I'm not saying that. But we had to minimize the damage. If there was going to be any damage that was going to be caused. You looked at that first half. That first half was good. At no point in that first half did I think that we were going to get beaten like that. Not once. Then the individual mistakes come in. Our defense, which was been like the light, the shining light for us this season, yesterday, because of rotation, because it was necessary, it succumbed to mistakes and stuff. You look at Lindelof, you look at Leauge. There were a lot of moments there where these players just left players to do their thing. Yoro got skinned a couple of times. Mazraoui as well, he had a mistake. Those were individual mistakes. You look at Manchester United's most of the goals, and I can even go far back as 3 weeks or 2 weeks. The goals that we concede are mistakes. These are things that we need to work on as a club. I'm not going to sit here and start saying that no, they're not doing it, because they are. Unfortunately for them, it's not working out. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. I am a very superstitious person. Like when it comes to football, I'm superstitious in football only. I believe in football gods. I think I've said this many of times. I believe in football gods. The current situation that you see Manchester United in right now, I don't know. I have this confidence that now we're going to win the Europa, or we're going to go further into this Europa League. If we happen to get beaten by Lyon, I'm going to own it. I'm going to take it. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to be disappointed and everything. It's fine. We move on. We move on. But just based on how our season has been going, I don't think the football gods are going to forsake us, in the sense that every time I see a team that is going through a peculiar kind of situation and yet still in a competition or whatever, or maintaining some sort of dignity, I always feel like that is a team to watch. So Manchester United right now is a team to like. It's like Basop, because you can't explain this to me. We are what, maybe 14th, 13th, 13th, 14th, right? Points we are about to have this season is going to be the worst by far. When we are looking at the history records, lowest point season in the entire 100 years that Manchester United has existed, this season will be at the bottom there as the worst season ever. And we're not even trying to, what's the word? We're not even trying to resurrect it or rescue it. We understand where we are. Because now when you look at it, the only thing that is left is for this team to be dismantled. Players need to come in pre-season and we take it from there. That's it. But I look at Manchester United getting beaten. We got beaten up by Newcastle yesterday the way we did. We lost a lead against Lyon. You know, all these little things. And then you look at our team with the injuries that have been going through. You look at how we have to rotate because we need players fresh. Yesterday I thought Harry Maguire was going to get it. At one point I wanted him to get in. But then I'm like, the longer he didn't come on, the longer I'm like, no, stay. Let Lindelof play. Let him play. Let him finish off the game. Let him just get it done. Come Thursday, when we're playing Lyon, we have Maguire there. We have Xerxes. We have sorry. I don't know about Matthias de Ligt. I don't know, but if at all, we have all of that. But we're gonna have a much more solid defense than what we had yesterday, and we're playing against a team that I believe is not even strong. I'm not worried about Olympic Lyon. I don't know if some of the players are going to be. I don't know. But I believe that we're going to win. I have this strong feeling deep down in my gut that says Europa is ours. Because now you look at it, Champions League spots, 5. Manchester United is nowhere near. Now I'm not saying that we deserve to be there. But yeah, I'm seeing it like Manchester United is going to, like, I can't explain it to you guys. It's just a feeling. That's why I say I'm superstitious. The way we are going through all this negativity around our club, with everybody piling in on us, like, this week is going to be bad. It's going to be big. Don't be surprised if you start getting these ridiculous stories about dressing room leaks. A player is a disgruntled player. Don't be surprised, because every single time Manchester United in a very important match, or a match that is going to save us for some reason, like big blockbuster games that mean something. If we win this game, we progress to the next round. If we win this game, we get this point, we beat these guys. Every single time we're in these crunch games, there's always some sort of madness that happens around. Be it on social media, players, reporters, there's always some sort of madness that goes on. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised this week we start getting distractions. This player is this. Oh, Kobe Mainoo is going to leave. Hey, this and that. Oh, like, if you hear that, don't worry. Don't worry. Just understand that this is natural. This is what people need to do. They want to throw us off the game, off our game. It's not going to work, because those guys need to come to Old Trafford. Old Trafford is a different ball game. Now, yes, we have conceded. Yes, we have lost there. But I don't think in this state those boys are going to let a slip go like this. No. And we know our boys they like moments. Every time there's a big game, our boys always step up. It's weird. It's a very, very weird thing. It's almost like also they choose which big game. But this game is important. This Europa game defines our season. Like, we win this game, we go again and move on to the semi-final. We win that. We win the final. We win the cup. It's big. Champions League football next season for us. We restore some sort of problem that we had, that we have, and we need to. If we don't win, if we don't qualify, if we don't win the Europa League, I'm worried about us next season. I really, really am. I remember at some point, remember the conversation that we had, Pastor D? Pastor D was like, look, if we lose this revenue, we lose this money, it's going to be very difficult for us to bounce back. And I understood that. But at the time when I was complaining, I wanted it to hurt the Glazers. Do I still want it to hurt them right now? Absolutely. Do I want it to hurt them at the expense of our players? No, I don't. And that is the sad thing. Because either way, somebody is going to get hurt. Somebody is going to get hurt. And that is where we are. What happened yesterday? Yesterday was also another clear chance, or a clear... It was evidence that there are some players that need to go. Unfortunately. You look at Eriksen. Yes, Eriksen is leaving at the end of the season, but I'm sure some of you are complaining as to why he played that game and why he stayed on. He had to. There was no other choice. There was no other option. Had to rest Casemiro, because Casemiro is going to play with Ugarte in that midfield. Bruno is going to be with Xerxes, I hope. Not Garnacho, because I'm now getting really, really, really annoyed with Garnacho. Yes, I know he scored yesterday, and I'm sure people are like, shut up, keep quiet. Yeah, he scored. Okay, that's his first goal in 25 games. Explain that to me. He's our winger. He's supposed to be a prolific winger. So don't come at me with that, he scored yesterday. Nah. Garnacho is looking like just another kid that came up looking hot and has just got a normal ceiling. I want us to bench Garnacho. Now, the way I've pictured my team, the way I've looked at it, and the way I believe this team will work, and I will explain why. I don't know about Matthias De Ligt. De Ligt is injured. But, and we're going to do the match preview later on this week. But this is just an idea of how I would set up the team, because I need to get the best out of everybody. So, before I say that, I literally forgot that Xerxes picked up an injury yesterday. I was literally about to incorporate him into my system and try and explain why, but I can't do that because he is not fit, and we have not yet received any diagnosis about what, how long or whatever. But it looked like a hamstring, and a hamstring, let me tell you, hamstring stays, hamstring lasts. Hamstring is a problem. I just hope he didn't pull it too much, because a small tear, it can deal with it. These big tears is a problem. Now, like I said, I was about to add Xerxes into my team, but the reason why I would bench Garnacho is for the sole fact that I want Bruno and Xerxes to work in tandem. Bruno, of course, we already know that he's our maverick, right? He's our quarterback. He features all over the pitch. But at least at this point, you already know that you've got two good people at the back. You've got Casemiro and Ugarte. Ugarte was cleaning up yesterday. Oh man, it was just so beautiful to see. So you have Ugarte and Casemiro. Ugarte doing that, Casemiro just maintaining that position and doing what he does. And then Bruno, just cooking in the middle. And then you have got Xerxes that's receiving those balls like, oh my God. Guys, we need Xerxes. Xerxes is one of our very exciting and best signings this season. He's showing us more and more that this guy is the real deal. I like the way he plays. Every time he is on the pitch, you feel his presence. It's not like before where it was like you're not too sure. This time you feel Xerxes' presence. When he's off the pitch, you feel Xerxes' presence. When he comes on, you feel Xerxes' presence. That is what you call a Manchester United player. That is a Bruno-esque kind of player. A player that when he comes in and out of the team, you feel the difference. That's Xerxes. That's Matthias De Ligt. That's Maguire. That's Dogu. You know, those are the players that we've got. That's Ahmad. You know, so I don't understand why everybody is losing their mind. As Manchester United fans, we need to remain calm. This is our biggest week in a very long time, based on circumstances and everything that is surrounding us. This is our biggest week by far. We need to get through this week unscathed, finding out who's training. The reporters need to leave our gaffer alone. He needs to conduct training. He needs to stop, because now like I said, this big week, don't be surprised if he does 3 or 4 interviews. Don't be surprised. He needs to focus, but don't be surprised if he does 3 or 4 interviews. Ruben Amorim, players, what? Don't be surprised. A time when these guys are supposed to be relaxing and focusing on the game. Everybody trying to get in the zone, you know. Everybody. Like, this is that week. No mistakes. No going out for unnecessary bullshit. No sex. Yeah, no sex this whole week. I mean, no sex. You know what I mean? Want to keep that testosterone inside. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we do. This week is a big week. And then we do not tolerate any distractions. We do not tolerate any fake news and any bullshit. We don't. We don't, because it's going to disrupt us. Don't listen to other people talking about Manchester. Look, we are unbeaten in Europe. Does that paint a full picture of Manchester United? No. But it should tell you something. It should be like, what? How's that even possible? Wait, you're trying to tell me this Manchester United team that you're seeing right now is not beaten in Europe? What? Like, come on, guys. Let's take pride in that. Let's take pride in that we could be invincible in a season. You know? We could go the whole tournament unbeaten. That would be amazing. And then you go out there, we win the Europa. It is guaranteed Super Cup next season. Next season. So we'll be playing against the Champions League winner, whether it is Barcelona or PSG or Inter, one of those 3. We'll play. And then we move on. And then that's how we build our revenue. Obviously, we're going to win there. But like I said before, I didn't want them to do this because I wanted it to hurt the Glazers. I wanted it to hurt their pocket. Like, I wanted them to feel the hole, think to themselves that, look, this is not worth it. These guys have checked out. Let's leave. And then they leave, or they put the club back up for sale. The Sheikh Mohammed bin, what's his name? The Sheikh from Qatar comes in, restores everything at Manchester United, and we move forward. Because I can tell you now, there is still somebody out there that wants to buy Manchester United. If I had the money, I was going to buy Manchester United. Easy, without even blinking. I would have given these guys 7 bill. Say, guys, here's 7 billion. Fuck out of here. Then pump 1 billion into the club. And then we move. We move. We want our club to win. So, Amas made his debut yesterday. It was so lovely to see. He held his own. There was just a moment yesterday during the game that kind of annoyed me when Amas was being bullied by Cher. And there was nobody there supporting him. And I liked how he stood his ground. And I liked that Yoro eventually stepped in and pushed him. I like that, you know. But then, again, it also showed something that Manchester United is lacking. In as much as we are trying to do this thing of youngsters, right? Bringing in the best young talent to come in. You need experience. You need the players that have been in the game for the long time, that understand and that can nurture these boys. You know, you look at yesterday's situation, there was no one helping Amas. Now, if you get rid of Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, Lindelof, Eriksen, Maguire, Luke Shaw, who else? Johnny Evans, maybe even Onana, but Onana is young. These are players that are like 30 plus or close to their 30s. You remove those players from that team, it will take Manchester United the longest time to do the rebuild. Because a lot of those players don't understand the culture. They don't understand what it takes to be a Manchester United. They need to see an example. You understand? Bruno Fernandes is the perfect example of what we need. He's the one guy, like, you can get rid of everybody else, but Bruno is important. He is important for ushering in the new generation as well. He's the perfect guy to help nurture them. I understand we lost yesterday. It was painful to watch. But guys, we move on. We need to look at the bigger picture. Yesterday probably shouldn't have happened. I don't think Ruben Amorim was expecting to get beaten the way he was. I think Ruben Amorim yesterday picked his squad in such a way that there'll be minimal damage. Like, say they were to beat us, fine, they're going to beat us. If, let's just say, because everybody says that it doesn't matter what team we're gonna pick, we're gonna get beaten. Fine, okay, I understand that. Say like put now whatever team that he puts in, he wanted to create a situation where we can still sort of get something out of it. Do you understand? It's like not just going out there to get completely annihilated. No. No. He wanted to to give us a fighting chance. Who doesn't understand that? Who doesn't understand that? He picked this team to give us a fighting chance. Even though it was weakened, he wanted to give us a fighting chance. Now the individual brilliance and the individual mistakes are the things that cost this game. Why are we panicking? How many individual mistakes this season have costed us? How many? I mean, just from our goalkeeper, Onana, 16 apparently. And then individual players, Delo, what, mistake, this. There've been plenty. Yesterday was nothing different. It was nothing different. It's just that we got battered 4. That's what's painful. And we got battered 4 in a way like we look like we didn't know what we were doing. We look like school children. That's what's painful. That's what you are feeling. We got beaten yesterday. We didn't look like professionals. Towards the end, you're seeing Bruno getting substituted. You're asking yourself, what the hell is going on? He needed to rest, but people are not going to get that. Like, why did you take out Bruno? There were just so many things that were happening. I just think people need to stay off the gaffer's back, give these boys time. If they lose against Lyon on Thursday, then I feel like, yeah, you can turn to these guys. Then it's like, what was the point of all of that? We might as well have put in literally the under 23 play against Newcastle, rest everybody for Lyon, so that everybody's fresh. So there's no excuse, you know. But it is what it is. This is football. I was sad, I was hurt, but I've not lost focus. I'm not lost focus of the bigger picture. Manchester United, we need to win that Europa League. We need to. The financial rewards of that competition are going to help us get into the market. At the moment, as it stands, there's a lot of we need to sell to buy. We win that competition money, that's just direct. It's just going in, pagat. You know? I don't know how much it is. I forgot. But it's a lot of money. We can actually buy 2 players or a player with that money. So we need to win the Europa League. The Europa League has never had been so important like it is right now. It is important. It is important. We need to win the Europa. If we don't, it's going to be very difficult next season. Some players are going to stay because we can't afford to sell them. We're going to have to be dealing with the same bullshit again. Injuries are going to be an issue. So it's a whole raft of things that just need to happen or that are going to happen. But right now, I'm not panicking. I understood right from the moment we sacked Erik ten Hag what the journey we were going to have. I understood it. I knew sacking Erik ten Hag was going to disrupt our season. I knew it. I knew it. Because we knew we were going to have to bring in a manager. A manager now, Ruben Amorim. And to make matters worse, Ruben Amorim came in. Not in that it was a bad thing. No. Ruben Amorim came with a different system. If they brought in somebody else that was that new or that worked with Erik ten Hag's system, it would have been different. We probably would have had that biggest manager bounce back ever. But then we got a manager that had a completely different system to what we are used to. These boys needed to completely change their mindset. And they have. They have. Miraculously, they have. But we knew it was going to be painful. We knew the storm. That's what the gaffer meant. While these boys are trying to adjust to the new system, the storm will be brewing. There are going to be some good games. There are going to be some bad games. In this moment when we were trying to figure things out in the experimenting, we could beat some teams. And that's what we did. We were scoring those quick goals. People didn't understand what was that. Then all of a sudden we're getting smashed hard. Why? Why? Why did that happen? I'll tell you why. It's because of the disruption, the disrupting element of everything. Because even when Erik ten Hag left, we were not losing that bad. You see, we are forgetting a lot. People are forgetting a lot. Our defensive issues were not as bad as they became, and then we sort of fixed, and then, do you understand? They were not. We were not complaining about our defense. We were not. We were complaining about goals. Last season, this season, same thing. So this is the situation that we're in. After changing them, after swapping and changing and rotating and trying to figure out who can fit in where, mind you, some players were injured coming into the team, and he had to find ways to rotate them so they can build their fitness. And he did. We have more players. Okay, maybe somebody can correct me or leave a comment and just do something. But we have more players back, not injured, than with Ruben than we did with Erik ten Hag. Just correct me if I'm wrong. I just have this. I'm just picturing it. I'm trying to. I think we had a crisis when we were Erik ten Hag. I'm not saying that we don't have a big issue with Ruben, but I feel like it is less than what Erik ten Hag experienced, right? But it is there, and it is there while you're trying to build a culture, build a system, build certain things into this team. Come on. This was a mammoth job. A mammoth job. And people are now on his back. Get rid of him. He's not good enough. Putting him in the same WhatsApp group as with Ange Postecoglou. No. No. Ruben is different. Ruben is in a different... I really wish other managers could come to Manchester United. I really wish there was this moment where people could see the inside and know and truly understand. Because people think we're taking a piss. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the Glory Reds podcast. It's your boy, Don Benito.